There is something happening in Libra's sky today that pulls in four different directions at once: your work, your love life, your money, and a slow-burning family transformation that has been building for years. By the end of this, you will understand why today feels like several small decisions that are actually one big one. Let us start with the sky itself, because everything else flows from here. The moon tonight is moving through Aquarius, and by late afternoon, it slides into Pisces, which means you are getting two distinct emotional flavors in one day. Early on, that Aquarius moon is forming a trine with Mercury, a smooth, supportive angle between how you feel and how you think. In Western astrology, this moon sits in your sixth house, the house of daily work and physical well-being, while Mercury is active in your 10th house, the house of career and public reputation. When these two connect harmoniously, your ordinary routines, the small, unglamorous tasks, start quietly building your bigger professional story. Later, as the moon shifts into Pisces, it forms another trine with Mercury, this time framed around Cancer, softening the day's energy toward home, comfort, and emotional generosity. Meanwhile, in Vedic or sidereal tradition, today's moon placement is read through Aquarius as well, but the emphasis shifts toward wealth and unexpected gain rather than career optics. We will come back to that. And underneath all of this daily movement, there is a much slower story playing out. Pluto has been reshaping your relationship to the next generation children, teenagers, the young people in your orbit for years now, and this summer, with the Sun in Leo opposing Pluto, that transformation intensifies. This is not about one day. It is about a multi-year process where old assumptions about parenthood, mentorship, or your role with younger people are quietly dissolving to make room for something new. Some of you are watching a child grow into someone unrecognizable from who they were last year. Others are meeting this shift through work, through mentoring, through a professional relationship with youth culture itself. Either way, control is not the goal right now. Willpower and self-discipline are, because Pluto rewards those who can hold steady while things reorganize themselves. Here is what almost every astrologer misses about this kind of day: when a fast-moving, personal transit like today's Moon-Mercury trine lands on top of a slow, generational one like the Pluto-Sun opposition, the small stuff becomes the training ground for the big stuff. The way you handle a boundary at work today is quietly rehearsing the way you will handle the deeper transformation happening with Pluto this summer. So let us talk about what that looks like in your actual day. In love, today favors quiet gestures over grand ones. With Mercury's steady influence threading through your emotional world, you may notice a partner showing care through action rather than words covering a chore, sending a message before a stressful meeting, handling something so you do not have to ask. Take a breath here, because this next part is personal. Helpful love is still love, even when it is not the love you pictured. But if you find yourself quietly resentful that they did not also read your mind about the other thing, the healthiest move is to say that part out loud, gently, before it curdles into something sharper. Later in the day, as the moon shifts into more intuitive waters, relationships tend to soften further. A candid conversation now could reveal common ground you did not expect, especially if things have felt slightly unbalanced lately. If the scales have tipped, most astrologers would tell you to keep score. This chart suggests something different. Extend the benefit of the doubt first, then quietly redistribute the load so you are both actually carrying it. That same theme, clarity without coldness, carries straight into your work. Professionally, today's supportive Moon-Mercury connection means your daily habits and your bigger reputation are, for once, pulling in the same direction. This is a good day to confirm deliverables, write down the plan, and protect your focus before the day gets scattered, because vague agreements tend to unravel under pressure while clear ones earn trust. Diplomacy still matters. Libra, it is practically your signature move, but there is a difference between being agreeable and being unclear. Naming a boundary early, while your tone can stay clean and warm, will serve you better than smoothing things over now and untangling a mess later. Seniors or authority figures may notice your reliability today. The Vedic tradition frames this window as one where consistent effort quietly earns recognition, sometimes translating into tangible reward. Which brings us to money, because that recognition does not stop at compliments. Vedic astrologers watching today's Aquarius moon point to a genuinely favorable financial current, the kind that sometimes shows up as an unexpected bonus, a long-stalled investment finally paying off, or simple acknowledgement from someone senior that translates into real opportunity. The Western lens, meanwhile, sees this through the same work reputation trine we just discussed. Steady, well-documented effort building quiet momentum. Both traditions are describing the same underlying pattern from different angles, one through the language of fortune, the other through the language of professional trust. And together they suggest today rewards attention to detail rather than big swings. If a financial decision crosses your path, this is a day to read the fine print rather than skim it. Here is what makes today genuinely worth paying attention to. The same planetary conversation asking you to set clear boundaries at work is the exact same energy asking you to speak your unspoken feelings in love, and the exact same energy the Vedic tradition says will reward your attentiveness financially. It is not three separate lessons. It is one lesson, clarity, showing up in three different rooms of your life on the same day. Most people will experience today as three unrelated events. You now know it is one thread. That thread extends into how you care for yourself, too. With so much mental and emotional energy circulating today, your well-being benefits from trusting your own judgment rather than chasing whatever the internet says is the right way to be healthy right now. Calm, grateful thinking tends to bring quieter luck than frantic optimizing does. If pride flares up around a loved one, patience will genuinely serve you better than an impulsive reaction, not because you are wrong to feel something, but because Libra's real strength today is discernment, not speed. Some Vedic practitioners may recommend Saturn-related remedies, specific gemstones, or mantras for individuals whose birth charts show particular support for them, but this is never universal advice. Gemstone prescription in Vedic astrology requires personal chart analysis, not a blanket recommendation for an entire sign. What is universally safe, though, is leaning into calming colors, a few quiet minutes of journaling, or simply stepping outside small, grounding rituals that let today's busier energy settle. At home and among family, that same generational shift we talked about earlier, the Pluto-driven transformation with the younger people in your life, may surface in smaller, everyday ways today. A shift in how a child relates to you, a mentee needing something different than before, or simply a realization that an old parenting instinct no longer fits who this young person has become. There is no need to force resolution today. This is a season of letting an old structure quietly give way to a new one, and today's gentler lunar energy makes it easier to observe that shift without gripping too tightly. If travel or bigger picture reflection crosses your mind today, this is a fitting day for it, not for grand gestures, but for the kind of quiet, internal travel that comes from sitting with a boundary you have set, a feeling you have named, or a piece of trust you have earned rather than assumed. Picture it like standing at a doorway between two rooms, one familiar, one still being furnished. You do not have to fully step through today. You just have to notice the door is open. Before we close, a few quick notes for your day. Your favorable window falls between roughly 11:45 in the morning and 1:30 in the afternoon. Sapphire blue carries a gentle lucky association today, and your keyword, if you need one, is clarity. So here is your actual action plan. Write down one deliverable today instead of leaving it vague. Say the quiet part of a feeling out loud to someone you trust, kindly and without accusation. Let a financial detail get a second look before you sign off on it. And somewhere today, Give yourself permission to simply observe the changes happening around the younger people in your life instead of trying to control them. Libra, today is not asking you to be more agreeable. It is asking you to be more honest in the calm, balanced way only you know how to do. If this kind of grounded, real astrology reading is useful to you, staying subscribed means you will not miss how this thread continues tomorrow, because today's clarity is only the opening scene of a much longer story this season is telling.